Virginia Tech fired former Penn State defensive coordinator Brent Pry, and then UCLA let go of head coach Deshaun Foster after an 0-3 start. Where would you like to start with these two?
All right, so I'll start with this, and very simply, it's one thing for the head coach to be fired. There is a buyout involved, and there are other people on both staffs that are now sitting there in limbo. They'll work hard to do their jobs, but they know darn well
they may not be there in a week.
Okay, no, not in a week. No, at the end of the season, you can't just blow up the whole staff. It's just, Tim Skipper's taking over at UCLA. He's looking around saying, "Hey guys, I need your help." But they don't have the buyouts that the head coach does. And when I look at Virginia Tech, for example, I think of somebody like, I don't know, Mike Hazel, right? Who's his director of ops, right? Who was here for such a long time. Well, what's going to happen with Mike?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There are other people there. Carter's there. Who's in charge of equipment. Now, I think the equipment guy normally is okay, but not the director of ops. So now let's take this from a football point of view. There is a level of stupidity to this that is beyond the pale, and it has nothing to do with Deshaun Foster or Brent Pry. I'm not talking about that. Yes, am I good friends with Brent Pry? Yes. Everybody knows that. But this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a pure football roster point of view.
What would that be, Steve Jones?
What are the rules in college football? The rules in college football are you can play in 4 games in a season. Once you play in the 5th, you lose your eligibility. Well, they just fired each of them after the 3rd game. Every single player on that roster can maintain their eligibility by not playing after the 4th game.
So you're saying this coming week they each have a game, and then afterwards they could just...
Every single... For UCLA, it's Northwestern. They have a bye week.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. But every single player on that team has a decision to make about whether to maintain their eligibility moving forward. And they have up until the 4th game to make that decision. This decision to fire each of these coaches was made after the 3rd game. All right? Who's running this? And don't tell me, okay, that tells me a couple things. A, the athletic directors don't know the rules, and the boosters absolutely do not know the rules. The boosters don't know the rules. You need to get rid of them. Excuse me. No, you wait. Okay? Hey, somebody has to be like the smart person that understands the rules. Right? Every single player, all of them, can opt out and not play a 5th game. Because the rules state you are allowed to. You can if you play 4, you're good. Okay? We talk about this all the time in this non-conference area. Jameer Joseph had an interception, fabulous return for a touchdown. They don't need to play Jameer Joseph if they can keep their corner room healthy. But remember, Penn State's corner room is Davian Collins, A.J. Harris, Elliott Washington, Darius Dixon. Oh, and if need be, Kenny Woosley. If need be, Zion Tracy. Now we get to Jameer Joseph.
Yes.
Okay? So they can hold on him if they so desire and play him up to 4 games until you get to the postseason. Then when you get to the postseason, it's unlimited. You can play. It's. I mean, every single person's available. It does not count.
Which is a positive.
All right. Oh, no, that's great.
Yeah.
What they've done with this rule is very good. I think what they're going to eventually do is go, hey, look, you got 5 years. This is it.
Yeah.
All right. But in the current rule structure, every single Virginia Tech player has played 3 games.
Yes.
Every single UCLA player has played 3 games.
So what you're saying, Steve Jones, is that if I were, for instance, the quarterback for UCLA, I could say after this next game against Northwestern, or just now, going to maintain my eligibility. gonna, I guess, opt out for the season.
They can.
They can.
They can. Now,
yeah.
now, I don't know what their contracts state.
For NIL purposes, we don't know that
purposes.
Stuff. But you could, in theory.
But, for example, how expensive is the Virginia Tech roster in certain areas? How expensive is the UCLA roster in certain areas?
Outside of the quarterback room.
I'm saying,
yeah.
I mean,
no, it's a good question.
In other words, Nico's making his money. Okay.
The rest of it.
Okay. Everybody else, who else is making money? I'm sure Jalen Berger's making some.
Rico Flores Jr.'s probably got a few receiver.
Rico Flores is probably making some. But what about the backup defensive lineman? What about the backup offensive line guys? What about the tight end, for example? You know, what about the place kicker? I mean, everybody. Same thing in Virginia Tech, right? They maybe want to be paying out $20.5 million. But how's it being distributed? And who's on the low end of the pay scale?
Yeah.
They may look around and go, the heck with this. I can get a better deal someplace else. And you already have the defensive back going from Wisconsin to Miami. And there's been no repercussions of that. Where evidently he had a deal with Wisconsin, made it in December, then changed his mind and went to Miami. And, of course, Wisconsin has accused Miami of tampering. But guess what? He played against Notre Dame. I saw him play in the game. Right? This is what you have right now. You have a rule in place. How much money are the freshmen getting?
Probably not that much.
How much money are the freshmen getting at UCLA, and how much money are the freshmen getting at Virginia Tech? I mean, really?
Can't imagine a lot.
No. They have the option of playing 4 games and then calling it a day. I'm done. I'm opting out. Penn State's about to play one of those guys a week from Saturday, Bear Alexander. Bear Alexander last year was at USC. He did not play in the Penn State game. He did not play in the Penn State game because guess what? He decided to opt out and did not play the rest of the year and kept his eligibility and transfer from USC to Oregon. So they're about to play a guy that did that. Penn State, even though he did not play in the game, same story. Devin Ford was here at Penn State after the 4th game, opted out, went to Notre Dame. And yeah, he was on the roster for the Orange Bowl, didn't play, right? But was on the roster. So we've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that there aren't going to be USC and Virginia Tech, UCLA and Virginia Tech players that won't opt out?
Absolutely are going to be multiple.
That they've got people in their ear right now saying, I don't know, you got to get out of there. It's really unstable. We have no idea who the next coach is going to be, the whole thing. And you need to preserve your freshman year, your sophomore year, whatever. Hey, you got 2 more years of eligibility. You need to preserve it, go someplace else, get the, yeah. They're going to have people in their ear saying that to them. All right? Don't go to Syracuse. They run sprints after games.
Yeah. But it's really interesting that this can now happen.
You didn't think I'd slip that in.
You did. I want to bring up.
But you see my point. This is why you don't do what those 2 athletic directors just did for the sake of the program. You owe it to your fans to maintain a roster for the rest of the season.
Yes. Can I say something on Deshaun Foster? It felt like no matter what he did this year, unless they went undefeated and won a title, he was doomed. That's how it feels from the outside looking in, because you're sitting here and saying, well, we're bringing in this quarterback, Nico Yamaleava. People have thought he's going to go in the first round of the NFL draft. Oh my gosh, we're going to bring him in. We're going to give him this money, and he's going to revolutionize our program when there's no one else around him. And he might not be that good. And it feels like he was put in a losing situation with that, where at some point Bill was gonna come due, and it came due in 3 games because everyone said Nico Yamaleava is incredible and amazing, and you said from the jump when all this is going on a few months ago, it was like, we haven't seen a lot of this kid. He's not that great. versus Joey Aguilar, who was at USC, who's now, or UCLA, who's now at Tennessee, just tore it up against Georgia. They lost in the game after a 44-41 slugfest, but it was an incredible game there. And now UCLA is sitting here, not just on the hook for the players that could now leave, but now he could leave. And he could say, you know what? Nico Lamiava's like, after 4 games, I'm out. And then all of a sudden, everything gets crazier for them.
The athletic director has to be the cool head in the room where he's getting pressure from boosters left and right. And you sit there and talk to him and said, look, I'm going to wait 2 more games. What the heck are you going to wait? And then you explain the rules to them. They go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Okay. I mean, you have to be the one that's, instead of going, because I'll give you an example. I consider to be reputationally the worst, Auburn. Reputationally, like everybody in the Southeastern Conference, and I talk to enough people.
You know enough people.
Right.
You know some names.
Right. I'm just saying, they'll tell you, like, you want to talk about running the show? Their primary major mega boosters run the show down there. Other places like Alabama, LSU, people think, or Tennessee, oh, yeah. Auburn is considered to be the one that a lot of people reputationally go, keep wondering why they keep changing over people. I mean, Gene Chizik won a national championship. In his second year, he was gone. Okay. It's like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's where, you can't, you need the money. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look at what Penn State's doing right now by building on the west side, what they did with the performance center, what they did with the nutrition center. I mean, all these things. It's taken money and investment and donations to do all of that. So you need it. You need it. But there are certain times where the athletic director has to look at the big money people and say, look, I see what you're talking about. I don't like the direction either, but we need to have a quick talk about the rules. Okay? If I do it now, okay, I could lose a chunk of the roster for the rest of the season because they have the ability to opt out. Okay? If I wait 2 weeks and we get to week 5, they lose that option. Right? People say, well, that's cruel to the players. I'm sick and tired of hearing about, the rules are the rules. Okay? Just because I can look at the rules and say, oh, here's what they're getting money. Okay? Which means those players who stay are going to get their money the rest of the season anyway. But the rules are in place. I'm only following the rules. It's like all those people who said about Le'Veon Bell, it's morally wrong that they're going to franchise him for 2 years. Excuse me, it's the rule. Guess who agreed to the rule? His union.
Yep.
Okay. Now, there's no union here.
Yes, this is a different ballgame.
So there's no union, which how many times have I been saying over the past how many months? You need to have collective bargaining. But this rule is in place now. This rule is in place now.
Yep.
Okay. And I know the players did not say yes or no to the rule. Okay. So I'm saying that part's wrong, but the rule exists. Well, based on the rules, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to maintain a roster. How many people leave?